Okay. I gotta start off by saying thank you, God. Um, the things that validates me are amazing, and to see these sad, pathetic people. Listen, what I'm gonna go through is gonna be horrible, but this is because I'm a test subject. I took a picture of this next door neighbor. They're like kids, like 13, 14-year-old kid, and I remember seeing these kids, and they were like, "Oh, you're nothing." And I'm like, I'm looking at these people, and the reason why I took a picture of them is because in my mind they have the ability to create perceptions, right? Well, my brain can be manipulated in ways that's just hard to explain. This technology can rewire, manipulate, create thoughts, perceptions that are manipulated. This is why this technology is so advanced and sophisticated. You can never rely on your own brain at this point, and your perceptions, your thoughts, your memories, all of that is being manipulated. I've experienced some things that showed me how how sophisticated this technology can be, meaning that I've experienced things that just clearly show that my brain is no longer mine, and the manipulation I experience as things are just crazy. But I remember um, there was these kids next door, and I knew they wanted me to look at these kids in these ways. I was like, nah, let me take a picture and show you the reality versus how my brain can be played with. And I still have this picture, and I've titled it "Sad Reference," pathetic sad reference, because this is some trash. Like, well, sorry, let me just say that better, because they are kids. It's very pathetic to hear these people call me nothing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's so sad. And they they still want me to believe that this program is something else. At this point, if you watch my last video, it's clear that who needs to pay. It's clear what this is about. It's clear how foul, and when I mean foul, it's not even the right word. How atrocious these people are, and what they're part of. What they deserve is just not even on this earth. I'm telling you, this is just. But they are so weak already. When you see these people, and they're so weak at this stage, right? And this is the stage where they're quote unquote supposed to be gods. And what I mean by that is perps are participating in this program. They are working for this governmental entity. The DoD, the intelligence community, is contracting them to implement these tactics. These people are just not the most impressive people. Some of them are just really just damn near. It's so sad. And they're the one interacting with you, telling you you're nothing, you're gonna die, you're gonna pay that, this and that, you're gonna get raped every day. I was like, listen, as bad as I'm gonna go through, this is you at the peak of life, I guess. This is you being God. And you already this week. You're so pathetic. Like, listen, I know what she's saying is gonna be true in the regard of what I'm gonna go through. But when I hear this person tell me this, I'm like, you could break down in 2.5 seconds. Like I'm being told by some bottom feeder, some nothingness, some weak, coward low life. All these horrible things are gonna happen to me. But I'm like, you shouldn't be saying these things because you're not in a position in life to try to make me think I'm a nothing when I'm hearing who's talking to me sounding this way. And this technology via V2K is supposed to, when these people interact with you via V2K, the mystique of these perps is increased. That's when they're supposed to sound like these mystical beings and this and that. That they tell you who you are, which is diluted trash. These people are at the bottom feeders working for pedophiles, rewiring your brain in this disgusting pedophilia ways. It's been humiliating, right? To hear this trash and burn them, burn him, because I'm supposed to be the pedophile and they're supposed to be protecting children. when the reality is they work for pedophiles, they rewire the brain in a pedophile ways, they torture children, they do some of the vilest things you can imagine. They torture children. But the fact as I'm saying that, they try to counter that with a family member who, unfortunately, uh, is a great reference in regard of who I really am. But I'm supposed to be the pedophile. They're supposed to want the one being protecting kids. But the reality is this: they are rewiring my brain. There's no doubt about that. My brain can be manipulated to experience all kind of nastiness. They are involved in a program where sexual torture is applied on kids as young as 4 years old. It's funny how they're supposed to make me think, oh, you're 4 years old, think pain now. I listen to this testimony every time they try to make me think of a 4 year old and try to make me think of me as a child and whatever. I'm like, really? Let's listen to a 4 year old being sexually tortured. By the way, the 4 year old is not just a regular 4 year old, by the way. He's a 4 year old with Down syndrome. They are involved in that. They are involved in program where they are torturing babies, like literally babies, like infants. The manipulations that target the individual experience are very pedophilia centric. The manipulation that we experience as target individual, when it comes to the rewiring, the EEG cloning, has been shown to have a trend and a pattern that's very pedophilia centric. I'm not the first, and I won't be the last. To try to convince you today that what you're experiencing is naturally or organic, or they're observing and not manipulating my brain, they just bring up the manipulation they themselves made you experience. And on top of that, like I said, the entities who obviously run this program, I know this retards that I have on this phone, this childlike people are just nothings. But the entities running this program are governmental. And we talk about the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense, let me just say that because I know people are watching, and I know some people are watching more than others. The Department of Defense is so pedophilia centric that a bill called, and this is a real bill, in 2019 in the United States of America was created called and National Defense as Department of Defense Network Abuse Act. And why was that created? In 2018, Child Protective Services looked at all the network in the United States. When they looked at the network, they were looking for one thing. They are child protective services, so guess what they were looking at? They are surveilling to see the amount of child porn being trafficked in the United States. There's about 2,900 network in the United States. The Department of Defense network was ranked 19th in regard of child porn being trafficked. They were sharing and trafficking some of the most amount of child porn in the whole United States of America, ranking them a top tier rank. Now you gotta understand the nastiness of what I just said. These people have to counter this because they are working for these governmental entities that show clear pattern of pedophilia issues. They are employing a lot of pedophiles in these entities, right? It's clear. It's safe to say that. For that much child porn being trafficked and shared using the DoD computers and using the DoD network, it shows a clear pattern there. That there's a problem with pedophilia. Now, these EEG heterodyning, EEG cloning, these technologies that can do so much to your brain and manipulate your brain is deriving from those entities, DARPA, DoD, and maybe the CIA. Please, if you see who's talking to me, you know for sure. And I don't need to be a genius to know that these people obviously aren't the people coming up with this technology. You should see who's talking to me. You should see who's calling me and nothing. I will show. I have when I saw this next door neighbor and how childish and how clown, they're like babies. They're nothings. They're doofus. with not a bright future ahead of them, and those are supposed to be making me accept this thing that there is their money. They are truly clowns. They did nothings. And unfortunately for them, I can tell you, being the prophet I am, the future is not, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna, it's just gonna be sad. 10 years from now, these people, man. But, um, they're not the one responsible for this technology. But these governmental entities that have a lot of pedophilia issues are the ones. Now, the irony of them trying to make me accept that this manipulation is just happening to me naturally, that I'm the pedophile and somehow they're the one protecting the kids, is comical. It's comical. It's funny. It's like, really? That's why there's so many pedophiles. You guys are protect kids. That's okay. That's why there's so many pedos in these agencies. You guys are protecting kids, and this technology that happens to be able to rewire your brain is investigating and not rewiring the brain. This is just like an investigative tool, not a tool that is utilized as a weapon. That this manipulation are not supposed to push somebody to die, to kill themselves, to do things that are supposed to degrade them. No, delusional trash. And it's sad because right now, for example, I just got a message for somebody. This person, and I don't know how they find the strength to have no shame because it's embarrassing. I just got a message right now to interrupt me from saying what I'm saying because I know that these DoD entities have issues with pedophilia. It's clear, everybody knows. Well, it's easy to find that if you go and Google and National Defense Network Abuse Act. And on top of that, if you have any doubt that there's issues with pedophilia in other entities that are related to U.S. intelligence, you can look up the BuzzFeed article. And I'm supposed to be forgetful of that, right? I'm supposed to see them as the ones protecting kids. Hmm? And that they are not manipulating my brain these ways. I just got a message from somebody who is older than me, 10 years older than me. This is somebody who, when I was a teenager, we had some kind of interactions. Matter of fact, I have this person on my phone for the purpose of just making sure that the people studying me, analyzing me, can analyze me in the right way, not in the right way, but just to just embarrass them because these people are not analyzing you. They're just trying to change you into somebody else. And if you see who's talking about analyzing, these people have never analyzed anything in their life. They're tasked to bring me down, to make me accept these manipulations. Matter of fact, as I'm speaking right now, they're just trying to bring up things about somebody else and try to paint this into me. It's so pathetic. Listen, sometimes I look at my phone, right? And I don't have I look at my phone and I'm looking at, okay, they've been trying to make me accept this pedophilia type of torture and told me and try to tell me that what they're doing to me is they're making me think the way I thought when I was the age of these kids here. Now you can see that definitely not a child, that I'm an adult person. I'm a grown man. And these people who happen to work for governmental entities that have these kind of issues are supposed to make me think that they're not doing anything to rewire my brain in this fashion. And I will never let that happen. And I will always bring up the reality of how this sound like. What they do to children has been well recorded. They sexually torment children. Like I said, they will try to bring up something I did when I was a kid. That's the thing they hold on to. And like I said, it's something, because it's an impulsive moment of a child doing something stupid, which they have to exaggerate. Because as a child in middle school, the same age of this kid, you see there, I did something to myself. They wish I molested. They wish they have different verb. I don't even want to repeat. To use her mouth, use her hand, whatever. Well, the truth is, it's something I did to myself. Right? They try to exaggerate things of what I did as a kid when I was this age. And listen, I bring that up all the time because they are trying to paint a story that's so falsified to make me accept what's happening today. Because what's happening today with these babies, like a 4 year old, if I see a 4 year old right now, they'll force me to get nasty reaction and stimulation and say, "No, we mapped it. Remember what you did as a kid?" Like, no, you are making me experience that because you have the ability with this technology to make me feel any emotions, reaction that you want me to have. This is a tactic you utilize on others. Some have called it the pedophilia type of torture. You have been doing these manipulations that is meant to degrade a human being. They do this pedophilia type of torture because they want you to be pushed to that level of suicide. They want to break your self-esteem. At this point, I humiliate them by one thing. Okay, let me listen to somebody who you force somebody to have sexual stimulation to a child. There's mothers with children who's all of a sudden get sexual arousals when they see kids. This is commonly done. They have this thing called EEG heterodyning cloning where they can force and make an individual have a design reaction, emotional reaction, physical reaction of whatever they want. I've been validated they do that. I've been validated that they rewire the brain. And I've been validated that this pedophilia type of torture is so common that when somebody interviews 1,000 people who are target individual, who identifies target individual, almost all of them said that what's happening is child porn is forced into them in like for child porn imaginations are forced onto them. They are all imagining child porn or imagination of child porn is played in their brain, showing a clear pattern that pedophilia has been continuously utilized. There's nothing they can do to escape from that. It is a clear pattern that pedophilia is utilized. Today, when I'm looking at a child, they will make me have a sexual reaction of some sort, stimulation, thoughts of some sort. I will have some kind of stimulation, thoughts, something's gonna be manipulated because that's the design reaction they want me to have, and they want me to identify with this. And I'm validated by that because others have said that. And it's funny how I hear somebody say, "Oh, you missed." I'm like, "Yes, I missed so much. You are true. You are really correct. Is that I cannot find anywhere where a clear testimony saying design emotions, design reactions are implanted in a targeted individual. I missed so much. I don't know where I can find somebody who's a target individual say the pedophilia type of torture is utilized onto her. I don't know where I would find that. Where can I find this kind of? This noise campaign is just not there to disorient me because I cannot easily find that. So for me, it's been just a mixture of thanking God because going through this, for example, you hear this noise campaign. The likelihood that this is a noise campaign specific to disorient me is high. But I'm still able to see things for what they are, and actually glad I'm able to capture these things. It feels like I'm this like saint, not even saint, but that this dignity. I have somebody right now texting me, sending me a message that when she was much older than me, well, when she was an adult, was messing with me when I was a teenager. While they're today making me have this nasty sexual stimulation toward children. Do you understand the reality of things? This is why I do these things. I am here to show who's the pedophiles here, and I will never let I will never let these bottom feeders, who are trying to paint me in this fashion, get lost in this false reality. I'm so thankful to God. Now they try to paint some stories in my brain. It's like, now you because you went through that. I was like, oh, please. And now they have these kids. If I showed you these kids that are being groomed in these disgusting ways and are being guided to say that I raped them, if you see this, it's so sad. I feel sad for them. They're the one who are being coached to say this thing. I feel bad that they have to be coached in this way. I feel so bad for them. But I shouldn't have sympathy for people who are gonna be framing me in this way. But there, look at this bottom field. It's so pathetic. It is sad. It is the saddest thing. It's so pathetic. Listen, I know what I'm gonna go through is gonna be horrible, but there is nothing more pathetic to see these pieces, these children, as pathetic as they look, being coached in this night is so nasty. And then they make themselves try to sound so childlike. They won't. It's like, oh my God, you're so ruined. I can tell that. Anybody can see that, oh my gosh, you will not have a good future. I'm telling you. Whatever issue you had now is so bad. And you know what's so sad? Is how they hype these kids up to frame people. My coworkers, when I see them and they thank these people, I'm like, oh my gosh, this so not. It's not fair for them. You will never have your child do that, but you will have these children do that. You will hype them to do this. You will never have your children do these things like that. But because these kids, oh gosh, it's so pathetic. Because they don't have the right guidance. Look at them. And they hype them up. It's like, oh, you're so brave. You're so admirable. You look at these people, it's like, oh my gosh, admirable? Really? When you see that, that's what you see? Admirable? And when I see this thing, they're so out of touch with reality because they have to live in this distorted reality they created. That they make me sound like I'm a prophet. I swear, it's like I'll be a prophet if the wall is white over there and I say the wall is white. I was like, now it's blue. I was like, and now it's white. It's our reality. And then one day, oh, the white is, they see it as, oh, damn, this wall is white. And then that's the kind of mentality of these perps. To participate in this. It's so sad. But at the same time, they're doing that to me. Like, so I cannot be sad for them. I cannot feel empathy for them because they're doing this to me. They're destroying my life. But even though I know they're not really the reason why my life is destroyed, it's just, I shouldn't have this empathy because they're destroying my life. But I can't help but looking at them, it's like, oh my gosh, you're already weak right now. It's not like this like powerful being doing that to me. And maybe one day things come back to them. It's like right now, today, in 2 seconds from now, something horrible can happen to them. They're nothings. But they tell me about the cruel things I'm going to go through, these horrible things. I'm like, oh my gosh, these horrible things can happen to you before I even go through any of these cruel things. And they're going to try to compensate by the torture I'm going to go through. It's like whatever horrible scream you're going to hear. I'm telling you, you are fucked. This is biblical stuff. I have a person who just sent me a message right now to try to make me accept this false persona who, when she was an adult, was doing something with me when I was not an adult. Do you understand how pathetic things are? And I did that on purpose. I make sure that I have a conversation with her so these people see that you see reality. I'm not going to let you live your fantasy. I'm not. And what he does, it makes them even angry. It's like, oh, you're going to serve. He's like, yes, I know. You was just mad because you wanted to live in your little escapism while we're creating this false reality. Never. You're going to do what you do knowing what you're part of. Never. It's going to be, I'm going to be stretched, tortured, but you know who the pedos are. And you know you're going to get yours. Now they're just like, oh, you're gonna be stretched. And it's like, trash, you can't even say Roy Moore. You can't say a pedophile's name. The entities that run this program are so pedophilia centric that they were ranked 19th out of 2,900 for how much child porn and being trafficked. You sold your soul to pedophiles, boo. There's so many women being raped and tortured all around the world. I'm the one saying this is destroying the life of men, women, and children all around the world. You can't even get an abortion in Texas because the people who put me in this program donated so much money to help this to be accomplished. And you're there like, nah, I raped. Oh, you're so pathetic. This is really yours. Oh, it's so sad. That's why they use these losers with a chip on the shoulder that have nothing to show for. This program commonly use rape to break down, especially on women. You see who's these losers are pathetic. How much loss can you? It's like, now you're gonna break down. Yes, because the DoD technology gonna break me down because the DoD program is gonna destroy me. You can say Roy Moore. I have one of the most powerful entity in the world destroying my life. That's why I'm break down. You can say the name of this man that picked up kids as young as 14-year-old. You have this woman sending you a message that was doing things to me when I was a teenager, and she was not. She was an adult. Thank you, God. I could have lived life like you. This me, the man who's dying, will now want to be the person right now interacting with me via V2K, while living this happy life that they live. They try to sound agitating. Oh, that's what men do. It's so bad. They can't do. Oh my gosh. You are fully alive. You have a choice to live any life you want with dignity. And you are here, no, you're so bad. I'm trying to counter what you. That's the way they try to interact with me, or they interact with me when addressing me with V2K. I'm so bad. I can't do. Like, oh my gosh. Say Roy Moore with this voice, please. They were bringing up the ways they made me perceive. I remember going to this jazz club with this date. This family brought this person who looked like a kid. She looked like she was living in the basement like they put her in a cage in the basement, and they brought her out for it was so nasty, and because she looked like a teenage kid, she was doing things with her nasty hair, just all nasty. Oh gosh, and they wanted me to look at this kid so they can create these reactions, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so disgusting. To see this awkward teenager try to be like, I guess, like this is what they think that's going to turn. Because the thing is, like I said, the reaction I can be forced to have is what they can manipulate me to have. This is what this technology can do. But they want me to identify with this reaction that I'm forced to have. And I'm like, look at this particularness. How would they get stabbed to death? How would they get beat to death? They're not having to live life doing this. Imagine I had to bring my child. Hey, let's go to this place. This guy, this is a target individual. We're gonna, they're gonna see you, and then they're gonna observe. Clown. When it's validation that they can make you have any emotion reaction that they want you to have. Sexual arousals can be activated like that. Oh, by the way, who's doing that? Who's observing? Governmental entities that happen to have so much child porn circling within the network, the DoD network, that they're being ranked for being top tier child porn traffickers. Oh, there's a whole bill called End National Defense Abuse Act. Yes, those are the people observing that happen to have technology that can make you experience any design reaction that they want you to have. Now, the reason why I make this video is not going to change anything. But these perps involved in this program, they're not going to escape. They won't. It's fun to do what they do. They can see my body is being used as a guinea pig. They can do whatever. That's why they're truly involved in this. But they wanted to make themselves believe, now you pay, now pay, that you're going to die for it. They involved in a program that literally sexual torture for your kids. with Down syndrome. Can you imagine you involved in that? Die for what you did as a child at that age. Something that I did to myself where they have to exaggerate. While they involved in a program that literally harm kids that have Down syndrome as young as 4 years old. Delusional trash. No, live for it. Live life doing this. Live life for a program that torture children with Down syndrome, with babies of 23-week old. You delusional trash. Live for a program that causes people to lose their mind to the point where they cause some of the largest mass shooting. Live in a program where they rape women so much that this rape tactic is so commonly used that almost a lot of women, a lot of women are saying that this is what's happening to them. A lot of target individuals who are women, which is a lot of them. There's a lot of defenseless women in this program, where rape is used commonly every day. Live for that. While you are here trying to make yourself be with that, the life you destroy, the atrocities you involved in, and that not only men, women, a lot of women, a lot, and children. You could even say Roy Moore. Live for it. I would have died for it here. Die for being a test subject, a guinea pig, like so many men and women have already died for it. I would never want to trade places and live my life for it like you. A loser like you. Even via V2K, this sounds like it's weak, Lord. I can only imagine a real person how bad it is. But they're gonna watch me being stabbed and tortured and starved. Watch this. Watch. When you go through your stuff, watch. Watch how I'm handling. You give me dignity. I'm not a brave human being, but damn, I feel brave now. Because there's so much dignity in this sufferance. When I cry, I will cry with no fear of crying. What? You think you dehumanize me? I have no problem crying. They tell me I'm going to cry, scream. I will show emotions. But I'm telling you, you're going to see dignity at the same time. It's going to be a weird. While you, oh God, cowardness till the end. This is dignified. Listen, I'm not this kind of person who's like, oh, there's honor in death. No, death is death. But this is honor in this kind of death. Because you see everybody around you become retarded, mental, just dumbing themselves down, involving themselves in some of the foulest things on earth. And you are, oh my God, thank you, God. Thank you, God, I never had to live that life. It seems like it's easy to be involved in this. Thank you for not even giving me the opportunity to be involved in this. Thank you. That gives you dignity. Now you wanting to die. You no longer have fear of death because I'm like, this is just this honor in this. That is why so many target individuals feel spiritual, feel like they're chosen in a positive way, even though they're suffering. Why they call themselves the chosen one? Because you get to see this foul human being, or this human being who you would never expect to be so foul, so disgusting, involved in a program that does atrocities to even 4-year-old Down syndrome children, that can make you experience all this nastiness and then try to make you acceptive of it. You're involved in a program where sexual arousal toward children is really the thing to do. Like you have normalized, or you're trying to normalize the fact that manipulating a human being to have sexual reaction toward children is so common. That is your life. You are living life where this is the norm life, and then try to tell yourself you're a warrior. You're not a warrior. We're guinea pigs. You are living, eating day in, every day to see how we can have sexual stimulation. How can we force somebody to have sexual stimulation towards children? Then you try to play, oh no, because you did this thing. What? The amount of destruction you've done to women and children is surreal. Or what this program has done. And when you try to tell themselves, when this perps try to say, oh no, but I didn't do that, I did that. It's like, no, you couldn't do nothing to me. The only reason you're able to do this thing to me, the only reason you're able to see me die, is because because you're involved in a program that tortures children and women. I'd rather die than live my life, than die the way that you live. You can't even say Roy Moore. That should be the first indicator that perhaps Sorry. You can't say Roy Moore unless you say in a special way. That should be an indicator that you're just a weak lowlife. Let me say that. You can't say Roy Moore unless you say it in a special way. They say when I have to say, when I say it. Like when I can hear them say it. Because this man was allegedly picking up kids as young as 14 years old. And the only way they can say it is when they say it in a very coy, timid way. Showing how brave they are. I'd rather go through horrible hell than die, than live your fucking nasty, pathetic pedophilia world, than die. And flourish in that world. Ugh. Thank you, God. And just to wrap up, they're bringing up one of the things that made me experience. Listen, perception manipulation is done continuously with me. I know that this technology and the reason why they love this thing, especially some of these people, they are so weak. Like they are so like. When you see who's talking to you, I know why they love this job. Oh my gosh! Finally, they have control of in something's life, in somebody's life. These people are so. Oh my God! I'm like you are. I know why you love this. I understand. Don't say anything else. I know. Look at you. You're a pathetic human being. But when you're involved in this program gives you this ability to feel like a god. They can make me experience all kind of stimulations, all kind of perceptions. I can do nothing about it, but they're involved in that. In their life, woo, maybe they're even antidepressant. Maybe they're even suicidal. But when they talk to you via V2K, oh my gosh, it's not fair. Oh my gosh, listen to you talking to me via V2K. You try to agitate me and you still sound so sad. They bring it up when they can. I was walking. I have my body cam. Unfortunately, my body cam was not able to capture that. I just looked for 2 seconds and I see somebody short from behind. And the way they make me look at these kids, who I think is a kid. I don't know if it's an actual kid, but I think it's a child. I think it's a teenager. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Because I only see the back end. The way they made me see this person's butt, I know it's so falsified. They created some kind of like curvaceous that's not there. But they're able to, if you do something, if you look at somebody quickly, they can make you perceive in different ways. That's why I have cameras and pictures. Because in my head, perception of what I'm seeing can be changed. I saw a plastic bag falling down for 2 seconds. I thought it was a car. For 2 seconds, like even less than 2 seconds, I was like, what? I had to look twice. I had to look back. Because in my head, the perception of what I saw changed to a car. My point is the way they can make you perceive things is part of the manipulations. And then they try to make you feel guilty for how they can manipulate your brain to perceive things. That's why I have cameras and pictures. Because in my head, I know I'm going to be manipulated to experience whatever they want. These retards, these kids, every day when I even look at their picture, they try, not every day, but when I look at their pictures, they try to make me perceive this disgusting. Disgusting looking. I don't, you've seen me posting videos where they see the picture of this. They're so pathetic that I even feel bad posting. It's so sad. It is so sad. I'm telling you, I'm looking at it, I can't even do that to them. I feel bad. It's just too embarrassing for them. It's just so embarrassing for them. I look at them, it's like, oh my goodness. Can I even do like this is so pathetic. Maybe one day I'll put it. But it's like I can't even find the strength, the meanness to put them on YouTube and show, look at this trash. Look at how pathetic this thing. I'm supposed to be into these things. It is so pathetic. But these are the perps that find empowerment in what is happening to us. Trauma target individuals, stay strong and find yourself lucky, because you could have been part of this sad, pathetic people who call you a nothing, but you look at who's calling you a nothing. It's comical. Stay strong.